Welcome back. On Monday this week, the Supreme Court published their opinion in Google v. Oracle. The case surrounded the undisputed facts that Google copied 11,500 lines of source code from Oracle's copyrighted product to build its own Android platform. Oracle said that was copyright infringement. Google said it was fair use. The Supreme Court sided with Google, holding that the copied lines of code were not stolen, but were covered under the fair use doctrine. Andrew, did the Supreme Court get it right?
So there's a lot going on here, and from a legal perspective, I tend to side with Justice Alito, who argued that the court has set aside the question of whether or not code is copyrightable, if that's a word, if you can copyright lines of code, in favor of essentially a broken opinion. Now, that leads to the question of why is that opinion broken, and why is it that we've arrived there at this issue? And I think it has a lot to do with this undue deference born of different political views and ideologies, this undue deference to corporate entities in this, I think, aging belief that, hey, if it's the private sector, they can do what they want, and that is leading to a form of tyranny that is affecting all Americans right now, and this case is a step towards that.
Yep. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was smeared last weekend by 60 Minutes, which claimed he awarded a contract for the vaccine in exchange for political contributions. The allegation was resoundingly proven untrue, and 60 Minutes spent the week tripping over itself after most mainstream outlets came out against the program for falling short of journalistic standards. Here's Governor DeSantis' response.
This is bad for our country, to have big corporate media smearing for profit just because I'm in the other party than them, and using their partisanship to craft narratives regardless of the facts.
Amber, what do you think?
Well, it shows how there's really no accountability for the mainstream media, because even after all of these people have come out against 60 Minutes, they have continued to double, even triple down. Their latest explanation, they actually backed away from the allegation that there was pay to play between Publix and Governor DeSantis. Now they're saying the story was actually about whether seniors in the Everglades could get access to vaccines in January, when pretty much no one had access to vaccines. So the story keeps changing over and over again. But I would tell 60 Minutes and the rest of the media this: if you keep going with these unfounded, baseless attacks against Governor DeSantis, guess what? That's how you get DeSantis 2024.
That's a very good point. Derrick, what do you think about 60 Minutes smearing DeSantis and his response?
I think it's what the left does to conservatives. And it's unfortunate that there's no repercussions after they do this. Because as Amber just said, they doubled and tripled down, and what happens? And it's almost like they smear a person and nothing happens to them. And we have to do something about it.
Yeah, and Amber makes a good point. In this case, I actually do think it helps DeSantis a little bit, kind of elevates him. But Joe Biden addressed the criticism surrounding his infrastructure proposal. Conservatives have said it's too expensive and includes too many initiatives. Here is Joe Biden's response to the criticism.
I want to tell you my view. We are America. We don't just fix for today. We build for tomorrow.
Is he just building for tomorrow, Derrick?
Absolutely not, and it is too expensive. And a lot of stuff is hidden in this package, this infrastructure package. It also eliminates a lot of jobs, where he's claiming there's going to put jobs in there. It's going to eliminate a lot of jobs, and I go back to the people in the oil and gas industry. They're going to be struggling, and they're going to lose their jobs.
So why do you think he's pushing it?
Because it sounds good. Yeah. And we do need infrastructure. Now, if it was a clean bill that was going to focus on infrastructure, roads and bridges, then it would be good. But there's so many other things that are bad about this package, including the environmental justice piece.
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason why he's pushing it is because this is what's funding the fundamental change that he's seeking. And he's made himself an avatar of these progressive leftist policies, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Now, I think there are a ton of amateurs in his administration.
Yep.
As a former Trump appointee, I can say that, right?
Yeah.
I've seen it from the inside, and I have no confidence in most of his team.
Right.
But I will tell you that this is funding their fundamental change and their radical agenda. That's what this is about.
All right, I got to jump in because it is time for the lightning round. Here we have 3 minutes and give the panelists each 10 seconds to answer and get through as many questions as we can. All right, I will start with Derrick.
Okay.
Do Americans want a full forensic audit from the Arizona Senate, or do they believe the county conducted an honest audit?
I think America wants a full-blown audit. Absolutely.
All right.
Yes, they do.
The ones that understand the issue, they do.
I think so.
All right. Is the Biden White House transparent enough?
Hell no. Can I say that on here? Absolutely not. I mean, even this guy didn't even have a press conference until months into his administration. So
Right.
no.
And during that press conference, he had a pre-printed list of which outlets he was going to call on.
No, not at all.
No transparency.
It all depends on your definition of transparency.
They had the Easter Bunny show up, right? Is corporate America taking over the government's authority?
Absolutely. And you can look down in what's taking place in Atlanta right now with the All-Star game.
Right.
And in cases with the Democrats, they're actually colluding with big business to change policy.
Yes, absolutely.
No, but Mark Zuckerberg may be.
Okay. Do boycotts hurt conservatives, or why does the left use that tactic?
I think it does hurt us. And I think they use it for their own political gain.
And conservatives are notoriously not very good at boycotts, and I think they should get better at it because it seems to be the only tactic that works to change big businesses, their policies and how they operate.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a well-worn path. I mean, Jesse Jackson has made millions upon millions by extorting corporations, by threatening boycotts, and in some cases executing.
Okay.
I think Andrew raises a good point. Boycotts has been an effective weapon in the past to bring public attention to issues, and I think the conservatives probably don't make enough use of it.
All right. Time for one more question. Texas COVID cases are on the decline. Dr. Fauci says that may be deceiving. Do you believe Dr. Fauci or the data from the state of Texas, Derrick?
I believe the data. I stopped believing Dr. Fauci a long time ago because there's other doctors that have the same letters behind their names that don't agree with this guy.
Yep.
Dr. Fauci admitted he does not know why Texas cases are on the decline, so I think it's well past time to stop listening to him.
Fauci has no credibility. I trust the numbers.
I think we saw in that debate between Senator Rand Paul and Dr. Fauci in that committee hearing that the Dr. Fauci's credibility is negatory. Also, there is a bill, at least one bill, to fire Dr. Fauci, sponsored by Marjorie Taylor Greene and Congressman Massey of Kentucky. I think there are some others that will probably be coming up here shortly.
All right. Don't go anywhere. When we come back from the break, we'll view the panel's choice and see which topics they thought were important. We'll be right back.